people. Woo! I was just warming up with that music, that countdown music. It really feels good. Hi, Marilyn Dubin. Nice to have you here. Hi, Jill Caperton. Hello, everybody. Now I'm kind of out of breath, but I'm ready to start the show. And I'm so glad you guys are here. So let's do this. And I want to just say, hello, beautiful people. I mean it. And welcome to the Jennifer Diamond channel. I'm Jennifer Diamond, and I'm a certified plant-based nutrition coach living a whole food, plant-based lifestyle for health and well-being. And it literally gave me my life back. I kid you not. And I know, I believe, I feel it can help you with yours too. So I am so happy you're here with me today. Feel free to interact with me in the chat. We already have a conversation going. I love it. Ask questions and share your thoughts and say hello to others if you'd like. And that's what is so awesome, I think, about going live, is that we can interact together in real time. And I love that. So, and if you're watching this as a replay, well, you can still leave questions or comments in the comments section, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So before we get too into things, I want to share an announcement. I have an announcement to share with you today. So you may already know what it is if you get my newsletter. And if you don't get my newsletter and you want to sign up, then please go to thejenniferdiamond.com and sign up there. You can also get some free recipes there on my website, and there's a lot of information. So take a look around if you decide to go there. Anyways, I had shared in my newsletter that Todd and I will be traveling. We're going to be leaving to go on a vacation, a very much needed vacation, to Costa Rica. Oh my gosh, I've never been, and neither of us have, and we're really excited. And we are going to be there for 3 weeks, actually 23 days. Wow. So one thing I'm really excited about doing when we get there is trying lots of their fresh fruits and vegetables. That's one of my big deal things. And I understand that they have lots of fruits that we don't get here fresh. I mean, maybe we can get them imported, but to be able to explore them and learn about them and try them freshly picked is what I cannot wait to do. So one of the fruits that I want to try is called Sapote. Wow, that's what we're talking about today. And we can get some here, in Arizona. So anyways, I thought today we could explore the ones that we have here and learn a little bit together about these fascinating fruits. And so I have a question for you guys. Is anyone here familiar with Sapote? Yes or no? And if you've had it, share. I want to hear about it. And so in the chat, I also just want to say, I see John Jew is in the house. Hello, Jennifer and Todd and fellow healthy eaters. And Deborah Barr is here. Hello, everyone. Hello, everybody. I am so grateful and happy to have everyone. So yeah, I would love it if you guys could share with me if you're familiar with Sapote and if you've ever had it before. So Sapote is one of those fruits that I haven't seen in many grocery stores or local farmers markets around here anyways. And so to get these, we needed to go to a specialty store in our Asian district, which is Mesa is just as large as Phoenix. It's a very big city that we live in, and it's quite far from where we are. But we were able to go there, and I was on the hunt for a certain version, and we didn't find the one that I was hoping to find and share here, but that's okay. And that was the black Sapote, and we're going to talk about what that is later. But Sapote isn't a fruit I hear that people talk about very much. I mean, I just don't notice it, but it's deeply nourishing and absolutely worth knowing about. And, I this is fairly new to me. So we're going to try this together and explore this together. So I did a little research to share, but a lot of what we're doing is just going to be like, let's see how this tastes and what this is. And so I'm excited. So the ones that I have here are, well, actually these smaller ones, and I've got 6 of these. These, I'm going to show these. These are called the white sapote. And this guy, this giganto man, this one is called the Mamie sapote. And like I said earlier, I was hoping to find another variety, that black sapote, but I didn't have any luck this time. But, you know, we're going to talk about all the differences here in just a little bit. So I wanted to tell you about price. So they came in this white, you know, little styrofoam, and this is how they came, with a plastic around it. Yikes. And there were 6 in this one. And the reason I have them separate is because these have already been cleaned, but they were all together here. And this 6 white sapote were per pound, but we paid about $17, I think, right? So about like just under $3 each. This big one here, the Mamie sapote, this one, I mean, I almost put it back. It was almost $22 for just this one. Oh, wow. So yeah, they're not cheap here, but they're supposed to be absolutely delicious, and we'll find out together if that's true. So, so what is sapote? I mean, what is it? Well, first of all, sapote is not just one fruit. And this is really important because a lot of people assume sapote is like mango, right? Or banana, where it's one fruit with a few varieties. But sapote is totally different, okay? Now, the word sapote is actually a name that's been used for several different fruits that grow in similar tropical and subtropical regions, and often share one common trait, that they tend to be soft, creamy, and custard-like when they're ripe. That's the key, right? That's why sapote can be kind of confusing, because you can walk into a market, right, if you're lucky to find them, and see the word sapote and think that you're getting one type, but you might be getting something completely different in the flavor profile, depending on which sapote it is. So now I'm going to help you understand what they are, where they come from, what makes them nourishing, how to know when they're ripe, and how to enjoy them in a simple, whole food, plant-based way. Yay! So when someone says sapote, the first question is always, which sapote are we talking about? Right? And now you know that. So you've already learned a lot already, because honestly, there are dozens of different varieties. But like I keep mentioning, you know, and which are the most common known types, at least in our area, are the white sapote, the Mamie, and the black one that I couldn't find. But, you know, we're going to talk about the difference between them in just a few minutes. Let's just check the chat here and find out if anyone was mentioning if they're familiar with sapote or if they've had it before. So can you scroll down a little bit, honey, so I could see a little bit higher? There we go. So John Jew said no. Marilyn Dubin said no. Jill Caperton said no. Deborah Barr said, I've had Mamie. Woo, you've had Mamie sapote. That's so cool. Core Scorpy's in the house. Hello, Core Scorpy. And Marilyn's question is, are they sweet? Well, we're going to find out together. And that's going to be exciting about this. So we have one person that has had it. Feel free to share your experience about the Mamie, and I'd love to compare that when we get to taste it today. So sapote fruits, I should say, are native to Central America and Mexico and parts of the Caribbean, where they've been part of like local food systems for generations. And different parts of the white sapote tree were used medicinally by the people of Central America. So the Aztecs, remember that back in school? The Aztecs were said to eat the fruit as a sleep aid. I thought that was super cool. And the leaves and the bark, they were used as a sedative and used to treat like ailments ranging from diabetes to rheumatism, which is like a chronic pain, stiffness, kind of inflammation of the joints and muscles and ligaments and tendons. It sounded terrible. But studies have shown that the leaves and the bark and the seeds contain sedative properties, and these do have seeds in them. We're going to talk about that soon. The fruit also contains certain histamines that have been shown to lower blood pressure. So we are excited about the sapote. And in Costa Rica, where we're going to be headed, the most common type of sapote grown and eaten is the mamey, this big guy here, which I'm excited to have here. And it has the brown. It hasn't been cleaned, so I'm like touching it carefully because it's very dirty. It's a dirty dog. So it's got this brown, like rough skin, and we're going to cut into it. But inside, it's supposed to be like a sweet orange, reddish, caramel-like flesh if it's ripe. If it's just ripe. And, I'm not sure if this one is ripe enough, but this is what we have, so we're going for it today. Another less common type found there in Costa Rica is the green sapote, which is more like a smaller version of the mamey sapote in flavor and texture. I hope to find that. Wouldn't that be fun to try? And let's see. Oh, I just see in the chat, oh, okay. Just taking a break in the chat for a minute. So Deborah Barr says, I wanted to love it, but I didn't care for it. Hey, that's good to know. I wonder if it was super ripe or how long it had been, where it came from, right? Was it local or not? Aphrodite Blue is here. Welcome. She says, hello, everyone. I don't think I've ever had it. Just looked it up. Oh, yes. She says, I've had the mamey, yum. And you enjoyed it because you said yum, right? So it is really important to make sure that it is ripe for sure. Now, they grow best in the tropical and subtropical climates that offer the warmth and consistent temperatures because they have a long growing season. And in Costa Rica, for example, the peak season for the sapote is in February through April. So, which is exactly when we're going to be there. And these guys, they're not fast growing plants. They are not designed for any type of speed. And when it comes to growing sapote, I would say patience. Patience is key, right? So the sapote trees can take many years to mature. Here, I'm going to pull one up here before they produce fruit. And you can see that one has a lot of them on it. And once they do mature and have the fruit, they follow then their own kind of rhythm. So the fruit doesn't all ripen at once. And they don't respond well to being rushed or forced, right? So just because some are ripe, you don't want to start picking the rest off because you will get some not happy ones, which will taste probably unpleasant. Sapote trees include several unrelated species, but they're typically like evergreens with dark green, leathery, and like often glossy leaves, kind of that form this kind of dense canopy. And the shape of the leaf can vary too, right? So the white sapote has this hand-shaped leaves with multiple leaflets, while I hear the mamey sapote and the Sopadilla?
Dia.
Well, that's not dilla, that's dia. Sopadilla. Sorry for messing that up. And the black sapote have large elliptical leaves that often cluster at the end of the branches. So there you go. Here we are. We're back. And traditionally, sapote was grown for local consumption. It was eaten close to where it was harvested, often within the same community. it really wasn't meant to travel far or, sit on shelves for long periods of time. And, um, you know, that's one of the reasons that sapote never became a global commodity, I would say, like bananas or apples. Sapote is a really delicate fruit. It bruises easily. It ripens internally before it looks ripe on the outside, and it has a very narrow window where the flavor and the texture are just right. So we're no experts here in this household, but we're definitely going to try. Trying to harvest it early and ship it long distances and then store it for weeks, it just simply doesn't work well. And I'm wondering if you've tried it and you didn't enjoy it, maybe that's why. Maybe you just don't like it, but I've heard that it's supposed to be super delicious. So, you know, that really reminds us of something really important. I think, like, our modern food system leans more heavily towards fruits that are really durable and that are easy to transport. But some of the most nourishing and satisfying foods, they don't fit in that model. And so if you get a chance, like, you got to try them. They require time and they require care, and they're best enjoyed close to their growing source. And that doesn't mean we can't have them if they're shipped. It's just that, if you are fortunate enough to have them locally grown somewhere, then I say make sure to try them when you can. Okay. Sapote is a perfect example of a fruit that stayed rooted in place because its value depends on its freshness and its timing, right? And one of the first things people notice about sapote is the texture. So depending on the variety, the skin can be dull or rough, and these are rough and dull, right? They can even be a little leathery because it's not like a shiny, colorful, fruit in the way that many other fruits are. And it doesn't like immediately signal, hey, I'm sweet, or I'm a dessert fruit, come and grab me, kind of thing, right? So in fact, if you didn't know what it was, you might walk right past it. I mean, it's kind of just sitting here in the tray, right? But once you break it open, everything changes. So I hear, of course, it has to be that ripe time. And one thing you're going to want to do before getting inside of one, it is so important to clean all of our fruit, right? But this one I found to be especially dirty. I've already mentioned it a few times. And so I like I said, I cleaned these 3 prior to the show, but let's clean a couple today together. And the best way to clean it is by soaking it in a mixture of water, which I have here. And, I put these in bowls. If it works better for a clean sink or something, do that. But I just, so that I can bring it over to the camera. And then adding some baking soda. So we're going to add 1 to 2 tablespoons of baking soda. I'm going to go for 2 because I think these guys are so dirty. So let me grab that and just kind of put it in the water here. Here's a tablespoon of that just splashed baking soda, and 1 more. Okay. And I guess what I'll do is just kind of mix it with this guy. Just want to dissolve it, into the water. And then what we're going to want to do is just put the fruit in there. I mean, you could rinse it first. Maybe I'll rinse it first and then set it in here. We're going to set it in for 10 minutes. So let me actually give this a quick rinse. I left the label on here in case we wanted to talk about it, but it doesn't really say anything. But I mean, my goodness, it's just like dirty. So let me rinse this. I didn't rinse this one. And it's very, very rough, the skin. Like we talked about. So I'm kind of just wiping it down a little bit. And now I'm going to it's like grainy bits all over my hands. And I didn't even check to see if this would fit in here. Well, it's kind of close. Maybe in 5 minutes, we'll flip it over. What do you say, Todd?
Yes.
I wonder if this is going to overflow if I do this. Huh. Well, I like to push things to the edge. So here I go. Putting those guys in there. And then we just have this one in here. Well, do you think? No, it'll flow. It'll overflow. That's okay. You know what? Let me move this out of the way, and I'm going to leave this guy here. Maybe when we flip it over or something, we can rotate. But my goodness, I got to rinse this. And so can you time us 5 minutes, and then I'll flip it, and then we'll do another 5 minutes, and then we will, you'll want to pat them dry, and they'll be ready to go. So, you know, putting it in this kind of mixture, I wish that I had tested it and put it in a deeper something that it would be completely submerged. So I would recommend doing that. Make sure if you have one of the big ones that it's completely submerged in the water, and we're going to do it for 10 minutes to loosen the dirt and the residue. And then, you know, you can scrub it with, if you have like a soft brush under running water, or, you know, just kind of use your hands or whatever works for you, and see if there's any like stubborn residue that you can still remove. But then once it's good and clean, we're just going to dry it with a nice clean towel, and then you have clean sapote ready to go. And so these still look dirty, but they're not. There's not all that. I mean, they are still kind of. No, they're still dirty. I mean, it's weird. It's weird. It's almost like the texture is coming off. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, I see Mona is in the house. Hello, Mona, and welcome. Have you ever had sapote, Mona? Let me know. Core Scorpy says, I've never tried it either. In fact, I didn't even know it existed before attending this live. Wow. Well, I'm so glad that you're here and learning with us. That's very cool. So we'll talk about how to select a ripe sapote in a few minutes, but one thing to look for when you select a sapote is the stem, right? And I just put this big guy in here, but I want to share when the stem is missing. Like I noticed these really didn't have a big stem. I'm going to bring these close to the camera and kind of just show you. You know, it looks like it's kind of missing. Can you see it? This one is right there. Whoops. And then this guy's right here. So it's better to have the stem. Now, let me just see this dirty one. He doesn't really have a stem either. But I did notice that even though we're soaking him, look at this big stem. And I will show you the stem when we take him out as well. Wonder if these guys have a stem. No, the little ones, none of the little ones have a stem. And you know, it's not like you can go and pick them individually where we were. You saw they came wrapped and you just pick a package. So we just go from there. But okay, the reason I want to talk about selecting it with a stem is when the stem is missing, it can allow for it to spoil more easily, like an avocado. Did you guys know that? Like avocados, when you pick avocado, you want to get one with the little, I call it a button, the little button still in place, because the missing stem or the missing button allows for bacteria to enter into it, and that's just not good. So like an avocado, also it's a good comparison. The skin is not edible, which is fine. I wouldn't want to eat this skin. It just feels not so yummy, but you know, it isn't edible. And there's, especially in this one, there's a gigantic pit in the center. And usually they have one pit, but I have heard that sometimes you can find several pits in the center of one of these big guys. I think I have heard between like up to 3 or 4. So they must not be, I don't understand that, but we'll check it out. So I was thinking maybe while we're waiting for this, how are we doing on our time? We're not 1 minute, and then we're going to flip this over. So I'm going to wipe this down again. But what I did want to do is let's cut one of these ones that I already have clean open. We're not going to taste it now, but gosh, don't you guys want to see what's in there? I totally want to. So we're going to cut one of the smaller ones open and look inside. Now, if they're soft enough, you can supposedly just tear them open. I hear. What's the matter? Time to turn it?
It's time to flip.
Oh, okay. He's doing sign language that I don't understand. Okay, so let's take a second and just turn these guys over, and especially this guy. There's the stem. Look at that. That I wouldn't call that a button. I'd call that a stem. I mean, that thing is giganto.
It is pretty good size.
So let's just get him in there. Okay, so another 5 minutes, hun? Okay. So what I was saying is that if they're soft enough, you can supposedly just tear them open. But I was thinking that we would cut it like an avocado and kind of see what's inside. And I understand that it's often described as like a custard, a creamy, kind of dense, soft kind of texture. So I'm trying to figure out which one is the softest. This one. So, and when I say soft, it's like when you kind of push your finger in it, it kind of indents a little bit. Whereas when we first got these, they were pretty hard as a rock. So I'm trying to find which. I think this one is the softest one. Look at this. It's kind of really soft. Okay, so let's go ahead and just cut into this. Now these, do these have a pit? Oh, you guys, look at the white sapote. You're letting me put it up higher. Oh, and I see, is it Voldemort's turban here in the house? Welcome. Oh, and the question is, were you raw vegan or raw fruitarian? I tried being raw for a short period of time, and I enjoy raw, but I do enjoy cooked food as well. And so tell me, are you familiar with this fruit? And what are your thoughts about it? So anyways, I can already smell the fruit. Gosh almighty, what does it smell like? Come on over, Todd. Tell me what you think it smells like. We're not going to taste it yet, but it not papaya, but you know how papaya is mild? Say hello.
Hello, beautiful people. I have no idea what that smells like.
Really?
I don't know. It smells like sapote.
Good one, honey. Great save. Yeah, it's a different flavor, scent. It smells kind of clean with a very mild sweetness in terms of scent. So anyways, we're just going to put that right here for now. And I kind of want to try, this one's really soft. Should I see if I can tear this one open just to see? Let's try it. So, oh, it's juicing. Look at it. It doesn't really tear. It might not be super ripe enough, but oh my God, it's making a mess. Oh, look, maybe. Wow. Huh. Okay. Well, that isn't as pretty. And there is a seed in there. It's down in here. Look at this little seed guy. Look at that. See the little seed? Okay. All right. So this one looks prettier. This one looks messy because the way I just tore it, but I wanted to see how that would work. And so let me wash my hands. How are we doing on our sapote soak?
You have 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay. So anyways, okay, so let's get back to that. Let's see. So we cut into that. And yeah, so that was what I was saying is what it's usually described at, a custard, like a creamy and dense kind of soft, which it is, but it shouldn't be watery. And this one was. So I wonder if this is too ripe. It shouldn't be fibrous. It shouldn't be crunchy. But when it's ripe, sapote has a smoothness that feels almost scoopable or like spoonable, kind of like mango or papaya. I feel like this, I mean, we'll taste this later, but I feel like this is overripe because this is really watery. But anyways, this one seems like it's really, really good. I'm excited for that one. The texture alone, I think, is a really big part of its appeal. So inside a mature fruit, it can range in colors from, I understand, and I think mostly we're talking about the Mamie Sapote, from a light rose color to an orangish to a darkened red. I mean, that's a lot, right? And the white Sapote, like this one, tends to be on the gentler end of the spectrum. I understand that the flavor is mild and light and sweet, with a softness that that some people describe as like a subtly vanilla-like. It didn't smell like vanilla, though. Did it to you?
It
No?
did not.
No. It doesn't shout out like for attention. It's just this calm, simple, easygoing kind of fruit, right? So is this ready?
You're
He
ready.
said this is ready, guys. So let me take these out of here, dump the water, and or maybe yeah, because I would want to put the clean one in here. But what I want to do is rinse these, and let's cut open the Mamie. We got to do that. So anything going on in the chat that you want to share about, Todd?
We've just been trying to solve the mystery of the stringy vegetable, white stringy vegetable for Voldemort's turban. Couldn't remember what it was. We were guessing squash. Now we're on to daikon radish.
Okay. All right. Well, that
And
sounds
as
good.
it turns out, it is daikon radish.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that we can help out here. Now, I wouldn't say put this in dirty water, but just to make it easier and faster, I'm going to soak that last one in there and then rinse it. But if you guys weren't with me, I would definitely probably dump it and start over again.
Special thanks to Deborah Barr for guessing daikon radish.
Oh, yes. Yay, Deborah. Deborah Barr in the house and guessed the correct radish, because there's a lot of different radishes too. All right. So let me get this towel and just kind of, I dried it a little bit, but let's dry it better. All right. Now, before we move on to cutting this, are you timing our last guy right here? Would you? Okay. And I'm just going to move that out of the way. Taking a step back, guys. Do you see this? Look at that. It's pretty, it's a big button. And so you want to make sure that it's intact. That's where it was hanging from the tree and they cut it. And you want to make sure that that's intact. This doesn't feel soft to me. So I don't know if this is ripe, but this is what we have. So we're cutting into it. But if we weren't, I would keep letting this ripen. It's not giving. So I don't know. This might be a disaster, but we're going to try it together. And I think we'll probably cut open some of these smaller ones too, just to compare. Maybe we'll do that first. Let's just cut open this guy right here. Like an avocado, right? Go around, round, round. And look, that looks really good. That looks really good. What's interesting is that it doesn't have a pit. It has like a, God, this is just such a strange fragrant. I like it. And this one has a little bit of that like reddish orange color. Let me see if you can see that. You see? Compared to this first one, which it also did, but just like a little at the bottom. Here, see? Okay. Let's keep, these don't feel super ripe, but wow, this one cut right through. Maybe it is ripe. What do I know? Okay. Again, this smells good. I'm going to say this one is overripe. That just doesn't look happy at all. I'm not going to eat that one. But that's the one that we cut open. And then, all right. So I think we have enough cut open for now. Let me just, well, okay. So this we're going to do, and I feel like this is, it's not ripe. It's not going in easy. Darn it. Oh gosh, I really wanted it to be ripe, but it's not. So we're going to open up a non-ripe one and just see what it shouldn't be. It should not be this hard. It should be easy like those little ones to just kind of open. And boy, do I love you guys. Spent $22 on a fruit I'm not going to be able to eat. But I want to do the best I can with you guys. And so, well, maybe I'll surprise myself. Well, it's definitely harder to open than the other ones. And it is it can't be ripe. It wouldn't be this hard. This is like,
We're going to find out.
yeah, although the color, I can kind of see a little bit of the color and I can feel the pit, but I just don't know if it's ripe enough to where it's going to, oh, yeah, it's not ripe enough. It's too light in color, but I think the edge of it, oh, it's just not showing up on the camera either. Oh yeah, there we go. The edge of it is kind of round. Look at that big giant pit. Oh, come smell this one. And when we come back from Costa Rica, everyone, hopefully we'll be able to really talk about the Mamie.
This smells sweeter.
Yeah?
It does.
Like what? Like what?
It's got a very vanilla flavor scent
Really?
to it. Absolutely. 100%.
Vanilla?
Vanilla. I totally smell vanilla in this one. I'm taking this one. I'm gonna put this by the bed and just sniff on it all night. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's
He
fantastic.
wants to put it by the bed and sniff on it. Okay. Well, that's odd.
Some people use candles. We can use that.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Like I said, this one is more expensive. It's richer. It is a deeper color. I wish it was super ripe. We washed it and everything, and just look, it's all over my hands. Let me just rinse my hands really quickly. I want to play with that pit there and kind of see what that pit's all about. But it's supposed to be, compared to these, richer and deeper in the color. And it's supposed to be fuller in its flavor. And Todd smelled it, as that way. I did have a richer flavor scent. Aroma, that's it. And it has a naturally dessert-like quality when they're ripe. That's supposed to be kind of comforting and satisfying. That's not also really heavy or overly sweet. And I've heard people, express the flavors that they can have hints of sweet potato or pumpkin, almonds or apricots. Isn't that odd? Because sweet potato and apricots don't smell or taste anything like the other, if you ask me. And then, so let's just, I wonder, gosh, because it's not ripe, if I could get the seed out, or this pit. It's hard as a rock. Solid as a rock. Let me see if I can get it out. Oh, yeah, I don't want to break my knife. It's definitely not ripe. What a bummer. I was hoping we were going to really have a fun time with this, but we're still having a good time, huh?
So, Cora Scorpio has a question.
Yes.
Do you think that would be a good candidate for nice cream?
Yes. Yes. In fact, I was considering trying to do something like that. And you got to make sure it's ripe, though. Got to make sure it's ripe. And maybe in the future, if I can get a ripe enough one, maybe I can do something like that. But definitely, that sounds really good. And I don't think you're supposed to struggle with it like this. So, but I also feel like this is one pit, and I just want it out. Aha! I got it. I got it, you guys. Okay. Oh, I should have waited till I was totally holding it, but it is kind of. There we go. There we go. Look at this thing. Ooh, it's like cracked with a growing thing in the middle of it. Look at this weird thing here. You know what it looks like?
A mussel?
Yeah, it does. It looks like a mussel, but it's not. And the seed itself doesn't smell like anything. And also on a very ripe Mamie, there's at the end here, see, it's going to be hard to tell. There's usually like a membrane at the base inside of it. And if it's super ripe and ready to go, this should be just as soft as these. And you could just like scrape that, that part away. So, well, a little disappointing that it's not going to be ripe, but
Well, there is good news.
what's that?
Deborah Barr says unripe papaya is used in Thai salads.
Yes, yes. I don't know if Sapote carries the same thing because my understanding was that you really want it to be ripe. But that's good to know, and we should check into that. So for now, we'll just model this unripe Sapote, and then I want to talk about the black Sapote, which I wasn't able to find. And in a minute, we're going to show a picture, not yet. But I wasn't able to find it. Is this guy ready to come out of this bowl?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. So this is the last ripe one. I'm going to just move this water out of the way, and we're going to just talk about the black Sapote. It's different from both the white and the Mamie Sapote. When it's fully ripe, the flesh inside is supposed to turn very dark and soft, which is why it's often called the chocolate pudding fruit. And yes, this is a picture since we couldn't find one, but I wanted you guys to be able to see one. Now, this one has a green outside. I've also heard that they can be just as dark on the outside, the skin, and then inside it's just this dark, rich chocolate pudding type fruit, the black Sapote. I so wanted to have that to share with you guys today. But the nickname chocolate pudding fruit comes from its appearance and texture, and it's supposed to taste like chocolate pudding. Gosh, that sounds amazing. The flavor is mild and subtly sweet. You know, that's what I hear. And the appeal is really about the creamy pudding-like consistency rather than any kind of intensity. Like the others, the black Sapote surprises people because what it looks like on the inside is nothing like what you would expect from the outside. So I can't wait to try to find some of those. We're going to be on the hunt, aren't we?
We are.
Okay, here's a question for you guys. What vitamins and minerals would you guess Sapote is high in? Any guesses? Put them in the chat. And I'll share a little bit, and then we'll go back and see what you guys say. Okay, Sapote is a more calorie-dense fruit than most fruits. And that's one of the reasons that people find it so satisfying, right? Because a medium-sized Sapote typically contains about 140 to 217 to 20 calories, depending on the variety, depending on the size. But a standard 100-gram serving, and I like to sometimes share about grams, even though we don't often use grams around here. 100 grams of servings of raw Sapote is supposed to provide about between 120 to 135 calories. So there you go. Sapote contains a meaningful amount of fiber. We love our fiber. Everybody eat your fibrous foods. It especially has soluble fiber, which slows down digestion and helps the body absorb energy more gradually. It provides natural carbohydrates. And carbohydrates are really great because that's what we need for energy. But they're delivered in like a little bit of a different way than a refined sugar, right, or processed food. So in the Sapote, the carbohydrates are naturally packaged with the fiber, with the water, and the plant compounds that slow how quickly they're broken down and absorbed in the body. So that means that the body receives energy more gradually instead of like all at once. So that's pretty impressive. You just need to be patient and let it ripen. But the slower delivery also gives the body time to respond appropriately, which supports satiety. It signals and reduces the urge that we can get to keep eating, right? Sapote also contains a range of vitamins and minerals, and the exact profile varies. It depends on the type of sapote, which is another reason that it's helpful to think of sapote as a category, which we mentioned at the beginning here, and not like a single fruit. So white sapote tends to be lighter in both flavor and nutrient density, okay, which is good if you're eating, and watching calorie density. It's good to know those things. So the white tends to be lighter in the flavor, I said, and nutrient density. It's a good source of vitamin C, along with manganese, dietary fiber, and potassium, which supports fluid balance and nerve function. It also provides smaller amounts of B vitamins, including B6, folate, niacin, riboflavin, thiamine, and those support energy, metabolism, and the nervous system function without it being stimulating. Okay. So because it's milder and less dense, the white sapote often feels gentle and refreshing rather than like really heavy. Now, the Mamie sapote, on the other hand, when it's ripe, is much richer nutritionally. It contains higher levels of vitamin A related carotenoids, which support skin health, vision, immune function. It also provides vitamin E, a fat soluble antioxidant that helps protect our cells from oxidative stress, along with meaningful amounts of potassium and magnesium, which support muscle function. Magnesium support. Do you ever get those cramps in your leg? You might need to eat something with magnesium. And it also supports the nervous system regulation. And this richer profile is part of why the Mamie sapote feels more deeply nourishing and sustaining when it's ripe. And I'm going to keep saying that because if you're tuning in, this is not a ripe one, but it is supposed to be delicious when it is ripe. Now, going back to the black sapote, which we don't have, but I showed you a picture, it's different again, right? So while it's lower in fat than the Mamie, it contains more significant amounts of vitamin C, along with iron. I'm always looking for things that have iron, and calcium in small amounts. Its mineral profile combined with its very soft texture, because you want it to be really, really soft, that one, when it's ready. When it's ripe, it makes it appealing to people that are looking for a gentle nourishment without heaviness as well. But it's got that chocolate pudding flavor, and so it's supposed to be very decadent. So even though these fruits all share the same name, right? Sapote, they offer different nutritional strengths. So let's check the chat. Read to me, Todd.
Marilyn Dubin said C. So did John Jew.
Oh, awesome. And you guys were right. Now you didn't say which sapote you were talking about, right?
I think they still got it right.
They did. And I'm so glad that they shared in that. But learning, right? Learning from the beginning, it's not its own category like bananas or apples or whatever. It's so different, which is so interesting to me. Okay, here's another question for you guys. Can anyone guess how to know if a sapote is ripe or not? Now, if you were listening, I did kind of give it away a little bit. Does it change color? Does it get firmer or softer? Does it smell differently as it ripens? Put it in the chat. Let's hear what your thoughts are. And while you're answering that, I just want to say that in addition to the vitamins and minerals that we just talked about, sapote also contains bioactive plant compounds that interact with digestion, metabolism, and satiety signaling. Satiety is what makes us feel satisfied and full, and that's really important. Otherwise, if you're like me, if I'm not satisfied and full, I'm going to be looking around. And so this is something that helps with that. These compounds don't act like stimulants. They work quietly, kind of, in the background. And with sapote, like so many other whole natural fruits with fiber, water, and the natural sugar arrives all together, which again slows digestion and supports the balance in our bodies. The food takes time to break down, and that timing influences how energy is experienced. So, okay, so let's say you're in your local grocery store or that specialty produce market like we had to go to, and you notice, oh my gosh, honey, they have sapote. Well, maybe you've never bought one before, but you're curious and you want to give it a try. How do you know if it's ripe or not? What are people saying in the chat?
Deborah Barr says it should be
It
soft.
should be soft. It should be soft. Okay, let's see. So the first thing to know is this. Sapote doesn't announce its ripeness in the way that a lot of different fruits do, right? It doesn't always change color dramatically like some do. It doesn't always smell stronger and more delicious. It doesn't always look, ready on the outside. So the most important tool you have to see if it's ripe is what Deborah Barr said, touch, right? It should be soft to the touch, to the touch. Sapote should feel similar to a ripe avocado. I think that's the best way because so many people are very familiar with avocados. There should be a gentle give when you press lightly with your fingers, not hard, but not mushy or collapsing either. And I think that's what happened with this guy. He was a little overripe. And for the white sapote, this is especially important because the skin often stays green even when the fruit is fully ripe. Color won't tell you much here. Softness is the best guide. So Deborah is doing so awesome here with all of her knowledge. She should be here to teach us.
Deborah's a sapote whisperer.
Did you hear that, Deborah? He meant that in a compliment. For Mamie Sapote, the skin is rough and brown. And again, softness is the key. And this one was not the way I had hoped it would be. It just didn't have enough time. Some people will gently scratch a small area of the skin, which we could do. And yeah, see, I'm scratching it. Oh, this is a great indicator. Do you see? Okay, so now it's under my nails. Now, that color underneath there is green. If you scratch a small area of the skin in the sore, you want to see if the color underneath is vibrant. But even then, texture really matters more than appearance. I was thinking that it would be orange or a bright color. I don't really know, but anyways, that's another way to do it. So if you're lucky enough to come across a black sapote, the ripeness cues are a little bit different. I started to share that. The black sapote is often harvested while it's still firm. It's some of these, when they're not ripe, they're hard as a rock, man. You could really injure someone with them. So it's the black sapote. It must be fully ripe before it's enjoyable. And when it's underripe, it can taste bitter or astringent. This is not the fruit that you want to eat early. You want to give it its time. A ripe black sapote should feel very soft on the outside, almost like a ripe persimmon. Or a very maybe overripe avocado, since we've been talking avocados. There should be a significant give when you press on it gently, like really push in, So that's only with that one though. The black sapote, the skin may look a dark green, like we saw in the picture. It was a bright green, but green or brownish on the outside, like some of these. So again, the color is not the best guide here. Softness is what matters most, okay? And if a black sapote feels firm, It's not ready yet. Now, no matter what type you're buying, try not to judge the ripeness by the size either. When it comes to the sapote, bigger doesn't mean riper, and color alone isn't a reliable guide either. So for sapote, it just doesn't work that way. And so sapote does best when it is allowed to ripen. I feel like a broken record saying that. It's got to be done naturally at home. Just keep it at room temperature and check on it every day, because this fruit really does its best work when you give it the time that it needs, okay? And here's an example, and I did not follow that because we were pressured to get this by today, but the Mamie Sapote typically takes 5 to 10 days to ripen at room temperature after being picked. And then it requires even another week to soften. So when did we buy these? We bought these over the weekend, was about 4 days ago.
Yeah, but I don't know when it was picked.
Right. So, saying maybe that it was picked a week or 10 days ago, it doesn't matter. This is just not ripe, but these are. Before I talk about the white sapote, let's check the chat here and just say, Mona says, shout it,
Should it have the plug on the end?
Yes. Oh, should it have the plug at the end? Yes. This should definitely be intact and it should be there. If it is not, like I mentioned earlier, it has an opportunity to get bacteria in there, and it's just better if you keep it intact and remove it or cut it out if you wanted to when you're ready to eat it. And then let's see, what else do we have? Oh, then she said should. Okay. Anyways, the white sapote ripens in a few days at room temperature once the skin turns from green to a yellowish green and becomes soft. Interesting. These are ripe, and they were not when we got them. Now, if you're not that patient because you have a live coming up and you want to share with everyone, there is a way you can speed up the process, and you can just place your sapote in a warm, dry area or in a paper bag. And of course, I didn't think that these would ripen time for our lives, so I did do that. I placed them in this bag here. I had 2 of these bags. I put the little ones in this guy, and I put the big one in this guy. And then what I did was I added a banana, and these are the actual bananas. They were not this color when I put them in there. So I put all the fruit in there. I put a banana in there with it, and then I just kind of folded the top and I set it away. Okay, sorry if that was loud. Was that too loud? I'm sorry if that was too loud and crunchy, but I was just trying to show what we did. And why do we put a banana in there? Well, the banana is so that the ethanol gas that comes, ethylene gas that comes from the banana, it like comes off of the banana. It's a gas that helps ripening fruit, and it helps with this ripening process. And it did work for us I'm moving this out of your way, for the little guys, but it didn't make it for the big guy. And so that's okay, right? This is also not a fruit that you would want to refrigerate before it's ripe. Cold temperatures can slow or disrupt the whole ripening process and affect both the texture and the flavor. But once it is ripe, then it can be put in the refrigerator for up to a week. Once the sapote has softened and it feels ripe, it's ready to use. And at that point, you can either enjoy it right away, or then when it's already ripe, place it in the refrigerator for the short period of time that you need just to slow things down slightly, right? Once the sapote is cut, it oxidizes quickly, like apples. You cut it and it turns brown. And it also happens with avocados, just like an avocado. So exposure to air causes the flesh to darken. And while that doesn't make it unsafe to eat, it can change the flavor actually and the texture. So if you need to store leftovers, again, just do it like an avocado. Now, a lot of people say you can cover the exposed flesh tightly so that it doesn't come in contact with air. For me, I just put my avocado, and I would try this just how it is, just cut off. And then when I'm ready to use it, I just cut or scrape away the dark part, and it's ready to go. I don't cut it up. I try to keep it as whole as possible. And then refrigerate it promptly and plan to use it soon, like ideally within a day, really, once it's ripe and cut. So sapote isn't a fruit that improves with storage after it's cut, no. And it's at its best when it's freshly opened, freshly scooped, and freshly enjoyed. And traditionally, it's usually eaten just like this, fresh, simple, plain, with a spoon, right? And so we are going to taste, I'm going to have Todd taste it. I know this isn't ripe, so we'll taste it to share what it shouldn't taste like.
And maybe it'll taste okay.
And maybe it'll taste okay. All right. So I have a couple of spoons here, and go ahead and take one of those.
I've got one.
And
I want to taste the overripe one too.
Oh yeah, okay. So should we go from non-ripe, or I really want to try this one first.
Let's do it.
Okay. So, okay, I want to show. So it just easily went in there and just kind of scooped right out. Wow, look at that.
All right.
Okay. Scoop a little. Now there's a seed in there, so kind of.
I'll scoop the other side.
Yep. It's kind of soft, right?
Yeah.
Whoops.
I'm not very good at scooping, apparently.
I could scoop it for you.
I got it. Maybe. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Let's try this.
Okay, ready?
This is the white one?
This is the white. Tastes a little grainy. And it might be just because we didn't ripen it all the way, but the flavor is actually pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's pretty sweet.
I like it.
It definitely has vanilla notes to it.
It does, but it has that. I keep feeling like papaya. Not the flavor of papaya, but that soft, not really sharp, gentle flavor to it. It's pretty good.
It's good. I think they probably could ripen a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's not as creamy as I thought it would be.
But it was
but
good.
It's really still good.
It was
It's still
good.
very
Okay, so let's go with the overripe yikeroni.
Yikeroni.
I'm going to just
That's an official term.
take a little. You want me to scoop it for you?
No.
There's
Maybe.
a seed in there. Whoa!
I'm getting excited.
Okay. All right.
Ready?
Overripe.
Overripe-ish?
If we think, anyways.
No, I think that one was better.
I think he's right. That was not overripe.
That was much sweeter.
Wow.
That one was really
See,
good.
I judged.
Okay.
I judged. Yeah. Okay.
That was super good.
So what did this taste like to you? I'm taking the seed out. You don't want to eat these seeds.
Again, that one had a lot of vanilla flavor to it. Really sweet, but not
really
sugary sweet.
Yeah.
Which was really good.
Okay. So glad we did that. I'm glad you said
Let's try
that.
the questionable main.
Yikes. This is not ripe. I can tell because I can't even cut into it. I can't even scoop into it.
Let's see what happens.
It's supposed to not be good when it's not ripe. Do you want me to scoop
We're
you
gonna find
some?
out. Yeah. See how not good it is.
Well, it's supposed to be amazing
Okay.
just when it's ripe. Here we
Right.
go. Oh, it's not as bad as I thought it
Not
would
that
be.
bad.
Mm-mm. I could see
It's
where it
drier.
needs. Yeah, it's dry. It needs to be more ripened, but it's.
Yeah. But way heavy on the vanilla flavor. This is really good.
This is surprising to me. This whole thing.
Wow. That is an amazing vanilla flavor.
You like it?
I do like it.
You want some more?
I kind of do.
Yeah.
So even though it's not ripe,
It's not. It's not. Here.
I can imagine that when it is,
Yeah.
you could just
Scoop it.
spend the day eating
Should be
sapote.
easily scoopable.
Wow.
No, it's a little crunchy for me.
That's good,
Anyways.
though.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, you might be asking, we might make something, or maybe we won't. Oh, he likes it. He found it. Okay, go ahead, honey.
All right.
Do
No,
it.
I'm good.
Okay. With this bite, I definitely do taste a vanilla. More so than
On
the
the
other
mamey?
bites.
The
I was just
mamey is
finishing the.
much heavier on the
Mhm.
vanilla flavor.
Mhm.
Really, really,
Mhm.
really
Mhm.
good.
Okay, so what do you do with this delicious fruit besides eat it straight with a spoon? I'm going to tell you, and then we are going to wind down here. Sapote is incredibly versatile, and it can be enjoyed in like so many delicious ways. I can't wait to test them all out. But you know, you could just eat it the way we did. Of course, make sure that it's the right ripeness. You can also add a squeeze of lime, which I have right here, which we should maybe try. I'll just do a little squeeze of lime, you know, just for flavor here. I'm gonna try that on this overripe one. Mm. Oh, you should try this. Mm. He corrected me. It's not overripe. Okay, here. I put a little lime on it.
Okay.
Try that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's interesting.
Good, huh?
It is.
Yeah.
It's tart and sweet at the same time.
Fun.
Yeah.
I like it. It's very, it tasted very breakfast, morning, refreshing.
Yeah, the lime was
Refreshing.
adds a brightness to
Bold.
it. Yeah.
Yes. So you can add a squeeze of lime to the fruit, right? Like we just did. You can blend it in smoothies. You can create puddings out of it, or like, of course, Scorpy said earlier, nice cream, or mix it into a fruit salad, right? Cut it up and add it into fruit salad. It's great in breakfast bowls. You can use it to top things like top your oatmeal, or if you're into plant yogurts, top your yogurts with it. You can use it in different kinds of salads, or this is an interesting one. I was thinking, take, you know, make a nori wrap. Take the nori sheet, put all your vegetables, put this in it and roll it instead of maybe the rice, and just have that. Or you could use rice if you want. You can use it in dishes that are sweet, to those that are savory. I think anything goes. Sapote is one of those fruits that's easily adapts wherever, with whatever you're creating. So I know we're over a little bit, but I was hoping that we would have a little fun. You know, while you can eat it just as it is, I thought that I would show you a really simple recipe using sapote that I didn't try. I thought we would try it together. Something that lets this fruit shine, and it's whole food, it's oil-free, it's simple. And so what I wanted to make with the big guy, and it's not going to work, so we're going to have to use the small guys, is a creamy sapote nourish bowl, okay? And it's just going to be having a few things. Can you pull up my my recipe, please? Okay, so what you would want to do, and I'm just going to do a sample of it and then try it, and hopefully that will encourage you guys to do it if you get a chance, and we'll see, right, if this is good. So we know it tastes good just as it is. I'm going to use this this one because this is the one that you enjoyed. But what you would want to do is you would want to take like a whole white ripe one, or maybe half of a mamey, and you could do it different ways. You could scoop it out of the flesh, and you could just have like little pieces of it, you know, kind of cut up, or you could smash it up if you want to have it kind of, you know, really, if it's really, really ripe, you can smash it up, smash, but I'm going to just leave it into kind of these pieces. Now, if you wanted to, the skin is not edible. I'm reminding you, we did talk about that. And I did see, I got a little piece right here. You could also, if this was ripe, use this like a bowl and do what I'm about to do here right on top. And that's what I was hoping to do. So there's different ways to do the same thing. And so what we're going to do is we're going to just go back to the lime. I want to do about a teaspoon of lime. And, you know, I'm not doing a whole thing here. So it's just going to be like a little, I'm just going to kind of cut this up a little bit. And I normally would not cut in my bowl, but I am. Okay. So you would want to fill your space, use the whole thing. This is half. Just put a little bit of the lime on top. If you're doing the whole thing, I would say do a teaspoon of lime. You don't have lime, you can use lemon. I think that would be fine. It's going to help with the oxidation, and it's going to help brighten it and keep that oxidation down. And then we want to take a little bit of cinnamon. I love cinnamon. Todd's not a huge cinnamon person. So I would put 1/4 teaspoon on the whole thing. We're doing like just half. So I'm just going to do a light sprinkle and hopefully, let's see, there we go. I don't want to put the whole thing because we're not using the full amount, but just sprinkle it on if you like it. It's so good for you. Cinnamon is amazing. It tastes great. And I'm a fan. And Todd, you'll try it a little usually, but it's not really your go-to. And then you want to do some, I have golden flaxseed here. You could do chia. I went ahead and took the whole flaxseed and I ground them up ahead of time. This is a tablespoon. You can put, up to that. I'm just going to sprinkle some on top. And just imagine if this was in a bowl smashed up, you could smash it up with a fork and make like a pudding kind of thing. And you would just add more of this. You do the full thing. And then what you could do is add some berries. These were frozen berries that I thawed. You can add fresh berries. You could do sliced bananas. I try to think of the colors. What could I add here that's going to offer some different variation of color? And basically, that's it. Simple. So I'd like to invite you, Todd, to come and try this. Let's tell everyone what it tastes like. And that's it. So yeah, right. You want to put the best part of the job. You want to put that back up so we can, before we start it. And before you do that, I just want to check this one last thing. You don't have to use the berries. You could use any fruit. I'm using raspberries and wild blueberries. And another thing you could do is you could do a different kind of citrus juice, like an orange juice, if you wanted, instead of the lime. And you could also, if you want to make a different meal, you can come back over. You could take like oats and you could soak oats, and then you can kind of mix it in there, and you don't have to do a lot, but it will give it a little bit more oomph. So see what you think. Let's try a little of this.
All right.
And I'll get a
all
little.
The berries.
Okay. Whoops. Want to get that sapote in there. Ready?
Ready.
Go.
That's pretty good.
Wow, I love it. Wow, I love it, you guys.
That's okay.
Oh my gosh. Deborah said, I'm dying for you to eat it. Well, hopefully by now we did. I think that's probably an older one. That is good, you guys. That recipe, I had no idea it was going to be as good as it is. That's so really now good. We know what to do with the rest of these, and we can't do it because we've kept everybody so long.
Totally gonna eat all that though.
Well, I want to make some more for us. Yeah,
right.
But you can definitely go ahead and enjoy that. It's really, really good. I might want to taste one little tiny. Oh my gosh. I wonder what it is about this that tastes so delicious.
All of it.
It is really good.
Super good.
Even the flaxseed gave it a dimension of flavor that I thought was fabulous. So, you sure? I'll put it right here. He's like, I had these 2 bowls here. Here, I was so optimistic we were going to be doing all of these, but we didn't. Another thing that you could do if you wanted, just going back to that for a minute, is you can use like unsweetened shredded coconut if that's your jam. You could do some chopped nuts or pumpkin seeds. But if you're doing it and you want to watch your digestion, sometimes people would prefer to leave those things out, but it's up to you, whatever you want to do. And so I just want to say thank you to everybody for joining me today, hanging in there. It seems like lately we've been hanging out a little bit longer than the hour, and I understand if you have to go. But I feel like I have so much that I want to deliver and share with you guys, and the hour just goes so fast. A couple last minute tips I'm just thinking of, some other things I could do if I wanted. You could blend this and just maybe have it be more applesauce-y like, right? So anyways, before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you in the chat if anybody has any last questions, and also if this sounds like something you would want to try. I would love to know. And Deborah says, great job, Jennifer. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time hanging out with me. And just, to wrap it up, Sapote reminds us to continue exploring fruits, guys. Explore them, have fun. Find stuff you're not used to, that you've never had, or try it again if you didn't like it. Our taste buds change, and do that with vegetables. And you might see something new at the store or the farmer's market, and give it a try. Give it a try. You could tell me about it. I'd love to hear. We could chat about it. So this was really fun, and I just want to again let you know that we will be traveling to Costa Rica for over 3 weeks, 23 days. We will be in remote areas at times without internet service. And so if we have internet and are able to log in on our Tuesday at 2 p.m. Arizona time, then we will. And we'll just share about what we've been doing. That it won't be like any kind of, planned thing, or like topic, I should say. If we just don't have service on that particular day or time, just know we will be having some pre-recordings going up while we're gone. So you'll still see some new stuff. And when we return, we will be sharing so much of it all with you guys. And so just to let you know, in case you're curious, we will be on our own for the first 2 weeks. And then we will be with an NHA group, National Health Association group, which should be so fun and a well-needed vacation for both of us. I'm really excited to share about that. And I just want to say thank you, everyone, for tuning in with us today. And as I always say, don't forget to eat your greens and give plants a chance. I don't see any more questions, so I just want to say take care, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.